Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to talk about sports, by its very definition, is dead. So what is that definition? An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against each other. I cannot remember the last time I saw that. Involving physical exertion. I genuinely can't remember the last time I saw physical exertion. And skill. Again, having a hard time remembering the last time that I saw physical exertion or skill on the court or on the field in any capacity. When you think of these individuals as professional athletes, I have a hard time seeing skill. And I don't care what sport you're talking about. When you remove defense from the game, it's no longer skill to score. You've removed the skill by removing the defense. The skill is overcoming the defense to still accomplish your goal. Well, where is that? When they removed hand checking from the NBA, when they added the 3-second rule, you murdered the game. There's no longer physical exertion. When was the last time that you can genuinely remember seeing a player that played to exhaustion? I think Kobe's the last person that I can genuinely think that is what physical exertion looked like on the court. That's the last time that I saw it. Dripping sweat, physically exhausted, having to be held up by their teammates in support of them. I'm not talking about LeBron having to be carried off the court with cramps. That wasn't physical exertion. That's the absence of physical exertion. I don't understand what has happened to sport. They've ruined it in the NFL also. I've watched the NFL and the NBA for over 40 years each. And they've completely removed defense from both games. There was a time when passing for 3,000 yards was an accomplishment. Now it's almost an embarrassment if a quarterback doesn't throw for 5,000 yards. Are you supposed to lead me to believe that players have gotten so much better that from Dan Marino to Joe Flacco, there was this Herculean leap in athletic performance? Because I'm not buying it. Or is it that you've cheapened the game so much, have taken the adversity, opposition, and challenge out of the game so much that even the most pedestrian of accomplishments can be achieved by almost anyone? There was also a time in the NBA when scoring 30 points in a game meant something. Now any person I've never heard of can score 30 points. In the late 80s or early 90s, Dale Ellis scored 50 points, and it was a huge deal. Because he wasn't a gigantic superstar, and it took a monumental effort for him to do it. Now almost anyone can score 50 points. Moving the goalpost or lowering the standard to achieve greatness isn't greatness. It's that simple. If you marvel at the statistical accomplishments of the modern era, it's because you don't know what greatness even looks like. That's the reason why these Gen Z, I can't even say fans, because you're not fans. When these so-called fans actually watch Michael Jordan highlights or Larry Bird highlights, they're floored. Because there was actual defense and these people were still great. It destroys a part of my soul when people praise mediocrity. There was a time for greatness in sports, and it's gone. And it's been gone for a long, long time. Decades. There are kids in their 20s now that have never seen it. If they started watching basketball when they were 5 years old, they've never seen it. The entirety of their lives have been spent watching mediocrity. And because they don't know any better, they marvel at it. That's not okay. As a society, we've let them down. One thing that I have noticed about Gen Z, and I certainly don't want this to turn into me shitting on them because that's not the case. Gen Z has this uncanny ability to have the utmost self-confidence with having done nothing to earn it or deserve it. Where did that come from? I've thought about that a lot. And the reality is it comes from the example that we've set. When we started giving out participation trophies, you build up somebody's self-esteem and self-worth when they didn't accomplish anything. There's one occasion and one occasion alone where I genuinely believe a participation trophy is worth it. And that's a fucking marathon. Because most people can't do it, period. I don't even care if you walk the marathon. As long as you don't leave that course from when you start to when you finish, I don't care if it takes you 3 fucking days. You still did something that most people either A, aren't willing to do, don't have the conviction to do, or cannot do. With the exception of a marathon, and then when you get into ultra marathons, it's even more so. But there are no trophies for just playing a game and losing. That's the downfall of our society that creates individuals that think they should be praised for everything. That's what participation trophies do. They create a mindset that needs vindication and validation for every single thing they do. I just can't stand behind that. I've heard people say that LeBron getting to 10 finals, and even though he lost 6, it's more impressive than Jordan winning 6 and losing 0. What kind of fucked up mindset is that? It's happened since the 2000s. I remember Y2K. There was a lot of fear about Y2K and the Y2K bug and how it was going to wipe out our society. While the Y2K bug didn't happen, something happened in 2000. We just got incredibly soft. We can no longer stand critique. We can no longer be challenged. We can no longer state an opinion without somebody getting their feelings hurt or feeling like they've been marginalized. When did we become so soft? I keep hoping that someone will come along that's just born with grit again, that wants to do it the hard way, that wants to suffer and sacrifice and hurt and fail and overcome and win. And Kobe was the last iteration of that. And I actually became more inspired by Kobe after he retired. He was an absolutely fantastic player and a killer on the court. And I had nothing but the utmost respect for him. But when I really started to get into his Mamba mentality and his understanding of the game and his refusal to not accomplish goals, to not set goals for himself and to accomplish them, regardless of whether he failed or not, regardless of whether he got knocked down or not. He would always get back up. He would always continue, and he would keep striving until he accomplished what he wanted. And I keep waiting for that. And you may see glimpses of it, but glimpses aren't sustainable. Glimpses aren't inspiring. And the other part of it that gets me about it is everyone is hungering for this because they want to force it upon people that don't have it. I remember people immediately started making these comparisons to Anthony Edwards and Michael Jordan, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're seeing, but we're not seeing the same thing. And then when he said after losing, I don't understand why people would think it hurts. I'm young, I still have all the time in the world. Fuck you. There is nothing that you can ever say that can take back that statement. You told me exactly who you are and what you want and what you're made of when those words came out of your mouth, and there's nothing you can do to take it back. Or LeBron saying activate playoff mode. Why the fuck weren't you in playoff mode in the preseason? It's not something you should have to activate. It's either on or it's not. You either have it or you don't. Where have men gone? I don't condemn people for failure. I respect them for it. I admire them for it. Because failure is a gift if it's used properly. I have failed horrendously in the recent years of my life. But my failures have made me stronger. They've developed my character even more so. I have more tenacity. I have more grit. Now, when I'm facing hardship in my life, I say, fuck you, bring it on. Because you can't beat me. Where is that gone? I feel like I'm looking for the Loch Ness Monster. It's something that doesn't exist. People want to see it. They'll try to manufacture it. But it doesn't feel to be real anymore. And I don't care about anything in my life. I just want it to be real. I've said this to people in my life recently. I would rather have somebody tell me to fuck off and mean it than to tell me to have a nice day and not mean it. I just want truth. And in sports, truth is dead. Character is dead. Integrity is dead. People don't want to earn anything. They'll take the easiest path with the least amount of struggle, and they want the most praise for doing it. How is that a thing? I realize that this is just a long rant, but the reality is I'm pissed. I'm getting tired of sports. I'm getting tired of people trying to turn mediocrity into greatness, or trying to manufacture greatness, or moving the goalpost to create greatness. Fuck you. I am not having it. And I'm also not going anywhere. So I'm just going to keep saying it until more people listen. Maybe I can inspire the next person and flick some switch inside of them that says, you know what, he's right. I play basketball, and now I'm going to do it different. Hopefully, Kobe will inspire them. Hopefully, Jordan will inspire them, or Bird will inspire them, or Magic, or anybody that is actually great. I'm at a loss. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I certainly appreciate it. As always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this, because 100% honesty, if they weren't doing it and continuing to do it, I don't think I would. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoop, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Row, Goatcast Hoops. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspective, your humor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.